Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere. Welcome back, everybody, to
That show.
I'm Bishop.
I'm Rooster.
And today, casting your stone. Not really. That's some bullshit, though, because that is today's topic. And, the old phrase of casting the first stone. We're going to kind of touch on something that's a little bit controversial right now. And Biden came out in an interview and straight up called Putin out and said he was a straight killer.
Jesus. I didn't hear about this.
You got some balls, Joe. You got some serious balls.
Old Sleepy Joe.
The rhetoric that is in that camp right now of, the leading up to the stimulus being released, which a lot of people feel is going to come back and bite us in the ass pretty quick. Before he could even get that done, the Biden administration is dropping bombs in Syria.
Right? That's what I was going to say. I was like, didn't he just fucking bomb someone?
Oh, he lit him up. He lit him up. You would have thought it was 4th of July. So, but the interview pointed, it was a very pointed question. And I think Biden wasn't prepared for it. I don't think he really was.
Is he ever prepared for anything?
And if he was, he definitely came off script because he was asked straight up, do you think Putin's a killer? And he was like, yes, I do. Well, the backlash with that right now and the politics that are happening across the world is there's a lot of countries that think America's a joke. And
that doesn't surprise me at all. I kind of think our administration is a joke.
And then Putin came right back and he said the same thing.
Oh, you replied?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he did.
What did he say?
He was like, takes one to know one.
Of course. Right.
And he ain't wrong.
For real, though,
He ain't wrong. Now, every administration, and I'm not saying Trump or Obama or the Bush administration, Clinton's, anybody in the near past have been perfect. Let's just take that off.
Everybody's got to make tough decisions.
Absolutely. But you don't come out and bomb the shit out of Syria. And then the media did their damnedest to keep it quiet. I mean, there were a lot of people out there that had no idea it even happened. If you don't dig down into it and you find out, and there were little blurps that came out, right? But nobody's directly talking about it.
It's funny that you say that because I hadn't heard really anything about it until like a week ago or something when I don't even know if I saw it or somebody was talking about it, but
it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's relative news.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right. That's some shit we should be hearing about.
Relative news. We really need to have more clarity of what's really going on because everybody in this world now wants transparency. Go get it. I know you want it. Where is it? You left it over.
Oh my God. I've been waiting for it. I was like, fuck, should I go grab it? Fuck me.
Hold on. Technical difficulties. We'll be right back. Hold on.
We need a necessary ingredient for this show here.
But, it's amazing. It's amazing how short-lived memories are in our society, and that really correlates to what we were talking about with the cancel culture, and how I feel like it's a fad and it's going to burn up quick. And again, it's another jab. But before I digress off of that, what I want to get at is there's another article when President Trump was at West Point. And he was there for their graduation, and he was walking down this ramp, and how he was doing it very slowly, and everybody was like, "Look, he's not 100%. He's
not capable.
He shouldn't be running the country, the free world." And we got Biden doesn't even know how to do math.
I thought you were going to talk about that video of him tripping up the steps fucking 3 times, getting on the Air Force One. He can barely fucking get up there.
That would be too obvious. I mean, come on. You want to talk about somebody that's got some issues going on? You can't walk up a flight of stairs. And we're not talking like a narrow, like really up kind, you know. They're wide.
It's Air Force One.
They're deep. That is an easy flight to get up. And you can't get up those stairs. You fell not once, but twice, but 3 times. And you got the balls to throw stones at other people. That is not okay. We are not playing that game with the American public. We can't do that crap. And
it's absurd because now all these fucking other countries thinks that we're a complete joke.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, one of the outlets that I watch a lot to get a lot of my feed and an outside understanding is Sky News Australia. So the Australian outlets and medias, and they don't sugarcoat anything. They really don't. And so when they start pointing out the fallacies and the weaknesses in leadership, not just in America. You can research them on any country, right? And they're punching holes in people's rhetoric. It's scary. It's really scary to think that we're not 90 days into a new administration,
right?
And the powers to be in these other power countries are like,
have no faith in us.
These guys are not okay. Right? They are not okay.
Right. Didn't China and like Russia like broker some deal or something recently?
Well, so there's on the political side of things. They're pushing back hard. They're pushing back real hard right now. And you know, and in some ways, well, Russia's going to do what Russia's going to do, right? And if you look at it as population and power standing, I'm not saying that Russia's not a good country. I'm not saying any country's a bad country. I'm saying that the leadership in certain countries definitely affect the livelihoods and lifestyles of their citizens. Now China, on the other hand, they have come out and basically said, you know, well, you want to hurt us, then we're going to hurt you back. And it's happened. Look at what's happening in car manufacturing right now. We are at an all-time high for computer chips and relays and motherboards and everything.
Because they make it there?
Well, a lot of them are assembled in China. And not only that, but you look at the world of medicines, right? We've exported all of these responsibilities to, you know, countries that do it cheaper, right?
Yeah.
And now we have a shortage of antibiotics and medicines that were produced, and now the U.S. government is having to subsidize these smaller companies to ramp up to start getting things back on track. You know, there's a huge shortage of antibiotics right now for human consumption. That came out of China. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It's like the major thing that we fucking rely on.
I could swear there's been something going on the last year that we might need to stay on top of that crap. Maybe. Just maybe. You know? But yeah, casting the first stone. To sit here and say any other country is doing something wrong, we got to stop doing that. You can't do that. If you think something's not right, we should be able to sit down at a table, break out the rhetoric, get the dialogue going, have the conversations, and figure something out.
Yeah, analyze the problem and come up with a solution.
Right.
But nobody wants to. They just want to bullshit and fight about the fucking argument.
Right, and they want to say they're right and you're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. That works out well.
Right?
You know, look at divorced couples in this country.
Right.
I'm sure there's a clear example there to be learned.
You know more about that than I do. So.
Unfortunately, yes. But, and that goes along with, you know, people in some form or another, they learn from their mistakes. I'm sure everybody out there, you've all gotten into something that you've made a mistake or said something you didn't like, and that's that's human nature. Like I said in a previous episode, I got a list.
I got a list.
You know, Santa ain't got shit on me. So, you can learn from it. You can, you know, if you internalize it, unless you're a complete sociopath.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's what most people are. They try to blame everyone else for their problems instead of internalizing them and being like...
But life becomes so much easier once you realize that the issue, that you may not understand the issue. Like, internally, personally, you may not understand the issue. Right? You may not understand the problem. You may not understand what really needs to happen. Right? And once you do that and you open yourself up to outside influence to understand said issue or problem, things get a lot easier.
Right?
Right? You know, people inherently want to absorb information, right? But I feel like people overstep their bounds a lot of times when they talk about things that they don't know about.
Right.
And they get themselves into trouble and they have to retract that. And they put themselves in an area where they feel like they're alienated and they can't come back and say, I fucked up.
Right. I actually had no idea what the fuck I was talking about.
So, I mean, we should be able to acknowledge that personally, right? And you as a younger man, that's a really good lesson for you to understand. But you're much more open than a lot of guys and gals.
I try to be, yeah.
In your age group. But there are a lot of people that they get set in that way.
Yeah. And there's nothing else. There's no other difference, you know?
Right.
It's like there's a lot of benefit from analyzing alternate perspectives. That's basically one of the founding things in my life that I've always loved, is learning about other people's perspectives on the same things or different things or things to help you learn. It's like learning about everyone else and what they think and how they've internalized issues definitely helps you come forward and evolve.
But until you mature enough to be able to do that, and a lot of people can do that at an early age. A lot of people have parental guidance that help them along with that, and they have it much earlier, and then a lot of people have to figure it out on their own.
Right.
But try to stay on topic of what we're talking about here is that, again, you're talking about a guy that's been in politics since before toilet paper. And he is calling somebody else a killer.
Right.
Right?
Like you said, literally weeks after fucking bombing the shit out of somebody. It's funny that Putin came back and was like, takes one to know one, motherfucker.
You would think, even in his demented ass old mind, he would remember
put that together.
That he shouldn't be doing that shit. He's casting the first stone.
Jesus.
Yep. No, and fuck no. You can't do that. He has been in some form or fashion over the last 40 goddamn years. How many conflicts do you think he's been involved with?
Right.
He's voted on. He's supported or denied. Right? How many pen strokes has he put down that has put how many people in the dirt?
Yeah, for real though.
Come on! You can't be doing that. That is not right. You go directly to jail.
You go directly to jail.
You keep doing this shit, you're going to get canceled.
Right. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the times I'm genuinely scared for like the direction that our country is headed, or like how certain topics are influence certain things. But then I feel like it's always been that way. I feel like throughout history, it's like always felt like we're like on the edge of disaster, you know?
There's always a conflict.
Yeah.
There's always something.
Yeah.
And, you know, and we'll do an episode on what that kind of looks like. And we had talked about a couple other topics, but so the next one we'll jump into that. But there's always been a conflict, right? And people. That's the thing is I think too many individuals focus too much energy on trying to change the way other people live.
Right.
Right? Somewhere along the line, people forgot that in this country, we have a choice.
Right, that's the whole point.
We can choose what we want to be and how we want to be. At some point, it turned into, I don't like who you are, so you'll have to do what I tell you to do in order to be acceptable. Bullshit.
Right.
Nope. You could come and try. and it ain't gonna work out very good. So,
but it's made it even more and more divisive. I mean, you're older than I am, so you know, obviously. Has it always been this, like, one side against the other fucking constantly? Has there never... I feel like there's as little as a common ground as there's ever been in my life.
It has gotten worse over the years.
Yeah.
It absolutely has gotten worse over the years. It has always been... And that's part of the... I feel like that's part of the issue with what we have in this country, is that we are literally separated by a two-party system. You can only be one or the other. Now, over the years, we've acknowledged in our government, you know, you can be independent, you can be constitutionalist, you can be this, you can be that, but you still have to pick a side.
Yeah.
It's either red or blue, and that is not okay.
For real.
I don't want it to turn into a parliament like over in Britain, where you got 20 different goddamn parties trying to agree on one thing. That's why, you know, this government thinks it's bad when we have a filibuster. Imagine if you had 20 parties.
Right? Just
nothing's getting done.
For real. Wasting all fucking day.
So, but I do feel like that one of the key things would be a third party, right? Because now you're looking at a 2/3 majority, right? And maybe not. It could still be split. You know, it could still be, but you would have a third voice.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem right now, is that it's like, even if you like the ideas of this other party, it's like, if you vote for that party, they're not going to win. They don't have enough support to actually get the vote. So it's like, you might as well make your vote count and put it towards either red or blue.
And party voting has always been a thing in this country.
Yeah.
You know, there's people that have always done straight blue or straight red. That is not okay. Because I have said many times in our conversations, I'm part of the purple party.
Right.
Right? I got a little bit of red, I got a little bit of blue.
Yep.
I think there's good ideas on both sides, and there needs to be more of that conversation in the middle. If there were in normal politics, we wouldn't be bombing the shit out of Syria.
Right.
There might be a little more open dialogue to try and fix some shit. You know,
did they give any explanation of why? Like,
yeah, because of the terrorist funded organizations by the government and
by the Syrian government?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And Iran and all that jazz. So.
Okay. Yeah. So there was some like terrorist activity going on there. Like I said,
supposedly
the fucking news has kept me in a fucking cardboard box. I ain't seen shit. I don't understand what the fuck's going on because I'm only force fed whatever fucking they want to show me. So.
We have to, as a society and as a people, we need to stop looking at each other differently. There is one race. It's called the human race.
Yep.
Right? We have to learn how to get along. We have to learn how to, you know, talk to one another. There is a simple courtesy that we can give to one another, and is that if I don't agree with you, and you have not always agreed with me, and I've not always agreed with you,
yep.
But if we don't, then we understand that and we say, you know, that's not my point of view, and
exactly.
I don't think I want to talk about it anymore.
Right. Or if we're not done with the conversation, then we actually dive into why we believe this and the root foundations of, you know, what has led us to believe this and why we believe it's better.
Right.
You know, rather than just being, nope, you're wrong.
Right.
Fucking, you're canceled.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right. It's not like, you know, I don't like you, so I'm going to blow your fucking car up.
Right. Right.
That is not okay.
Right.
It wouldn't fly in this country. I couldn't do that shit. They'd lock my ass up for domestic terrorism.
Right.
But it's okay for our government leaders to do it, and they say, well, it's the safety of the world. That just tells me you can't fucking talk to somebody.
Right, exactly.
You can't actually sit down and say, what is your issue?
Right.
What do you want? What's
do you
the
have
outcome?
these problems? Exactly. Analyze the issue a little bit and figure out what their problems are, and maybe we could figure it out diplomatically somehow, but...
So bombing is bad. You guys need to stop bombing people.
That's our message.
But, yeah, I mean, this is a great topic, and like always, give us your feedback. We want to know. Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, like and share it. Give it to your friends. Maybe they'll enjoy it, maybe they won't. I don't care. He doesn't care. We want to hear the feedback. I don't care if it's good or bad. Give it to us.
The whole point of us getting together and doing this is to be able to have an open discussion and talk about both sides of the issues and analyze why we believe things and stuff. So we want to hear from you guys. We want to know why you think a certain way or what you think on what we said, how it impacts you. We want to hear what you guys got to say. So
until next time, unless the next round's on you, we gotta go.
Have a good one, fellas.
That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.